Our preseason has finally started for the new season that is coming, and Xabi Alonso has now started working and meeting the players. I think he's gonna have his first training sessions now and interviews and all this kind of stuff. So welcome to Chelsea. You have brought this up on yourself to take on this impossible job, I will say. You have Blue Co as your owners. The previous managers have not had it easy. Some has walked through the door, gave up completely. Some have been sacked after 5 months. They have made an overhaul, a squad overhaul every summer. So I won't feel sorry for you. You picked this job yourself. But we can only wait and see whether the owners will change or not. We're seeing a few signs that they possibly could, but we have to wait and see for the actions. It's completely fair to feel skeptic. I'm also skeptic at the moment. But in this video we're going to go through 5 things that I believe he needs to fix and set in place as soon as possible. So the first things is like 3 things in one, but I think they go hand in hand. The first is to build relationship with the players, staff, also familiarize yourself with the facilities and get to know everyone. The second thing is to build authority. Command respect from the players, that they listen to you. We're going to be in a honeymoon now, so the players naturally, or most of the players naturally, will listen to the manager. But then we'll see after 6 months at Christmas if the house is burning again at Stamford Bridge. But it's very important you're setting authority. That doesn't mean you're rude or you have to scream all the time and be mad. You can have a balanced leadership and lead like maybe Ancelotti. He's not someone that screams all the time, but everyone respects him. You should be yourself, but you still need to build that respect and trust within the players as much as possible. Also need to build that we're never giving up. It doesn't matter if we're 1, 2, 3, 4 goals down. We have to keep on fighting and helping each other. And we need to also build discipline. I think for 2-3 seasons straight now, we have accumulated over 100 bookings in all competitions, or if it's just in Premier League. Blue Co is heavily responsible for literally everything that has happened at Chelsea, like to 80%. And they have brought young, immature players without any veterans or leaders, experienced players. But now we have a few experienced ones that have been through a lot of things, and we have players now that have been at Chelsea for at least 1 season, and now it's time to mature and don't talk back to the referee or the opponent all the time and get bookings for that. Don't take unnecessary red cards. Try to be calm as much as possible. Don't go and elbow people. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the first step, but the first step has sort of 3 mini steps within it. The second thing he needs to do is, from when the preseason starts and to the new season start, is to quickly as possible assess the squad and assess the players and be ruthless in terms of who you think will suit your system and not, and who will have that mentality you want, who will be your captains. If you're gonna change captains, this is the perfect time to do it, just when the preseason has begun. You don't change captain just before the season starts or in the middle of the season unless something crazy happens, a player gets sold or is very disrespectful. Yeah, I think he has already looked at our squad, even though he has maybe been on holiday, I don't know. But I think he has already assessed the squad a bit, because we have already seen transfers and that would make sense for his team and players that getting offloaded that won't suit him. But at the same time, it's so difficult knowing what's true or not with the news that's coming out. We have to take everything with a pinch of salt, because our owners just love throwing out PR there. If we're getting players through the door as quick as possible, it means they have more time to learn Alonso's tactics and ways. And I hope we don't wait till the last second. You want to sell players and buy players as quickly as possible. It's also an interesting note who should be the captains. I think for time being, as long as James is fit, he will be the captain. But if Alonso even feels that, you know what, I don't trust that he will be available every week. I mean, I wouldn't mind changing Caicedo to the main captain. And then who will be the vice captain? Maybe James then, or someone else, and we can have 2-3 vice captains. It should also be players that he feels he can trust as leaders. The third thing Alonso needs to do is, of course, build match fitness and sharpness. I think we were one of the teams that covered the least amount of distance last season, had the least amount of sprints. I understand there is context, you know, we play every third game, there was World Cup, Club World Cup, but now we have, for the most time this season, 1 game a week. Now we need to start immediately by learning or adapting to counter pressing. It requires that you build up a healthy fitness levels in terms of stamina, work rate. You need to take care of yourself properly. I wouldn't say we should go to the extreme, but you slowly increase the levels so the player's body can slowly acclimatize to the extreme intensive pressing. I don't think it will be intense like a Jurgen Klopp gegenpress, but it will be intense. It could cause injuries first season, but now we have 1 game a week, so I think it will suit Alonso really well to slowly implement his ideas. And the fourth thing he needs to do is to quickly as possible set his tactics in place and formation and principles. I think he would start with a 3-4-2-1, but then I hope eventually he will evolve and we change to a 4-2-3-1 maybe, or 4-3-3. I think it can be smart beginning with a 5-back system, just because we are quite defensive vulnerable. We maybe aren't that confident and have the moral because of last season, and then you can have that extra defender. I also think that's the formation that suits the players naturally to begin with and complements each other really well. So set his formation as quickly as possible, and then he can experiment with a 4-2-3-1 when we may be facing lesser opposition. The formation is only there on the paper. We're going to play this sort of 3-2-5 in possession, but it's going to be more expressive and fluid and not static. And he will also set his principles in terms of that he wants us to gegenpress, win back the ball as soon as possible, probably play with we're going to be expressive but in a controlled way. Is maybe one of the pivot players and the 3 players up front that's going to have the freedom. We're going to utilize switch balls. He likes to overload the middle or one side and make a switch ball to the other wing back. Eventually we should be able to polish the squad into Alonso's philosophy to get the maximum chance of doing as good as possible. And of course he also needs to set player roles, and the players should suit and play to a role they can play to. Don't force them into something they can't do. I don't want to see us playing players out of position. I'm tired of that. If they can't do it, they can't do it. Then you need to adapt, basically. The fifth and last thing he needs to do is to connect with the fans. Please show accountability, have respect towards the fans, but show some ambitions. Not like the other managers that don't have ambition, never takes accountability. It's never their fault. They saying all crazy stuff. I don't know if they have a script being handed out from the owners. I mean, Liam Senior said respect the ball. I think that comes down to the most shocking quote I ever heard in football. He said also something that 90% of football is people skills and 10% is tactics. And Pochettino just told his wingers to express himself. Potter just said the boys gave everything after every game. We cannot have those shenanigans at Chelsea. That's not how you win respect from the fans or the players. Show that you have ambitions, demand the best from everyone, and that we're going into every game to win it. Even if we're playing the best teams, we're going to have the mentality that we're going to beat them. And also that he is himself, show some personality, don't be ice cold like Maresca. Trying to connect with the fans. Yeah, if you're doing these steps in the preseason, before the season starts, I think we will be in a great spot again. So we have to wait and see what's going to happen. Please let me know if I missed any steps. And also let me know what you think of the steps I went through. If you're brand new here, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that notification bell down below so you never miss when the content drops. Chelsea Explain is out. Bye.